back to the Average Bros podcast. For episode 6, been a decent amount of these now. So how was the first week of, or I've had a week of training. How was your first day back?
First day back, man, it feels amazing. It feels like I've been missing something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've been missing something.
Were you as strong as you thought?
I was stronger than I thought. It was crazy. Yeah, I went on the lat pull down and I pulled down about 215 pounds on the lat pull down. I hit that thing for like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, that's heavy. That's not light. That's heavier than me. And I was just pulling it. And I go for rows. I was rowing like 200 and something pounds. So strength was there.
On the machine or like a barbell row?
Seated rows.
Oh, okay.
Where you put the cable in and you just row it.
Yeah, I can never go heavy on that shit. Just because I'm too I think about too much of the mind muscle connection. So I never wanna just pull a crazy amount and then not feel it. You know.
I don't know, when I go to like I used to go like 150, 160, and I just squeeze it. But like since like I'm trying to get a little bigger now, it's more like just get that weight back properly, and like it felt good. But the one thing is I was getting tired quick, bro. Because I just came from a cut, like I was just cutting, and like now I'm done cutting. So like my muscles like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like chill out, you know what I'm saying? Like we're tired, and I haven't been eating very good at all the past week. Like my calorie intake was very low. My appetite hasn't been there. But since the gym's open now, like, that's gonna be my main focus.
Do cardio, or you don't do cardio?
No, fuck that. Like, no disrespect to cardio. Cardio is really good if you do it. That's good for your heart. Very good for your heart.
But the way I train, good for your appetite too. You can just pull down more.
You just burn more calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you also can eat more because you burn more.
I'm not trying to go on a dirty bulk. Yeah. I'm being honest. Yeah, like before it was crazy, man. I was chubby, I look fat here. The girl's like, "Where's your abs?" Wow, what are you talking about?
it was the fucking calf food. I swear, we would just go down to Thai Express or OC Calf and.
Thai Express was crazy. Thai Express hit the spot, man.
But now that I think about it, like, I was thinking about it today actually, how like dense those foods were probably. All the extra calories and sauces and crazy shit that they had.
Yes. I mean, like the Thai Express one was like more healthy than like chicken nuggets, fucking fries, chips, Coke, whatever we were fucking having. We're just saying calories, you know.
Yeah.
It's better than that. But don't get me wrong, it's part of experience. Sometimes you got a dirty buck to learn, you know. Like that's why I don't want to fucking do it again. Like I don't want to get fat again like that. Like today I was in the gym. I looked slimmer, but I looked better. Every muscle was round. Every muscle was there, and when it was pumped, like you could see the veins on it. You could it felt good. I'm not as big, yes, but
but you look bigger. Like I've seen your stories, you look bigger.
A little bit. But that's camera. You can't be fooled. Like when you will see me in person, we'll train together, 100%. We will train together, and you will see me like in front of you. I did get bigger, but it's like the muscle got more dense. That's it. I didn't actually get bigger. Like I measured everything. It just looks more dense because I'm leaner, so the muscle shows more.
What's your weight right now?
I'm like 187. 188.
I thought you were lighter. I think you told me.
I was 182, 183 about 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
And then I stopped cutting, remember? And then now my weight is coming back up. But it's just
do you have a goal, or now you're just training for like a look?
Yeah. Right now, to be honest with you, I'm not training for a look. I'm just training for strength. To be honest, like now the gym is not physically to get bigger; it's more mentally to get better. Because this lockdown fucked me up so many different ways. Fucked me sideways, you know what I'm saying? and like when I went back today, man, I got shit back on track. I remembered why I lift. I remembered why I do it, why I loved it. I remembered why I, how do I say? I invested so much time into it. You know what I'm saying? When I was out of the gym, we even talked about it a couple podcasts ago. I told you like I don't want to train, but like right now I'm waiting till tomorrow. I'm going.
You got like a hella
crazy
motivation, you know.
Crazy motivation to go back, right? And
Does it
Whatever life gives you, you can't complain.
does it because I remember like with this, like once I got back, like, and even now, like even though I think my diet was pretty good throughout the lockdown, but like before it was like now I have a purpose to eat, or now I have a purpose to, like get a lot of water in and get these certain foods in and get like all my meals in, like I was hella more motivated to like stick to something than when you're not. Do you feel the same way, or was your diet already kind of good like outside of lockdown, and like you're kind of already eating and
Diet.
drinking, the what you needed?
I mean, you follow my IG. You see my IG progress. I try to post to keep people updated, just to see, like friends and stuff. Like I don't have a big follower account, but it will get bigger. Listen to me, it's gonna get bigger. Time, right? Right now, like I'm just posting to keep people motivated because it's tough times.
Yeah.
But like my diet was A1, man. Like it was amazing. Protein, high, carbs, where they needed to be for me to have energy. I was like, had the same strength, didn't lose anything, but I'm losing fat. I was getting cut, I was getting lean, everything was going perfect. And then some fucked up shit happened in life, and then my appetite just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't there. And since the gym wasn't open here, like my appetite just, like I had to work out at a friend's house, right? But you already know that's not the same. You already know. It's not the same as the gym. When you're in the gym, it's an environment. You feel you want to succeed. When you're at a friend's house, yes, you're working out, you're going through the motions, you're lifting, whatever, but it's a good environment, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Your goals are not the same. Like today, man, like I was doing back, that pull down, got a pump, took my pump cover off the shirt, and I looked in the mirror, and the fucking adrenaline, the music, like I felt like this is it. Like this
like
is the feeling
like,
that I
was like your best feeling. Like you were just like a badass. You just like ripped everything off, and
yeah, like, exactly. Like this is the feeling that I was craving.
Yeah.
This is the feeling my body was missing. This is the dopamine in my head that I was like, let's fucking go, man. Like you see how happy I am. Like it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know about you. How was yours?
I had the same feeling. I was a little weaker. Like I was pressing like, well today was a good day because today was my second like chest shoulder day, that I've done, and I got I got like 225 on the incline press for like 5 or 6, and then I did like a little cluster set.
Hold on. Incline bench press?
Yeah.
225.
Yeah.
For 5.
Yeah. Well, for one set was 5.
And you're saying
that was tough.
Okay.
And then I did like a cluster set. So then I did like 3 reps, take a 15-minute set, 15 seconds like rest, like re-rack it, then go back for another 3, and I would do that round for like 3 or 4 rounds, and then I dropped back to like 185 and like repped it down and went down and just burned out like that.
And you're saying you're weak?
No, but my first day back was weak because I remember I flat benched barbell press, and like 185 felt heavy as fuck. Like I got it from maybe like 7 or 8.
I mean, it's muscle memory. You're gonna get back right into it, bro.
Yeah, like today was surprising. Like today was just like I did a plate. I'm like, okay, that felt good. That was smooth. Didn't feel like anything. I put 185 back on. I'm like, this is a test. Let's see how it is. And then I started pressing. I'm like, oh shit, no way. And then I'm just like, do I go to 205? Like, do I put a 10 on and like go to 205? And then my mind just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go straight to 2 plates. If I get pinned, I know how to get out of it. Like bring it back down to your knees and throw it down, or whatever. And no, but then it was but it was just one of those surprising things where I was like ready, and I was just like, okay, 185 felt good. Like today's gonna be a good day. I went under the bar for 225 and then just started repping it out. It's literally like the most I've done on an incline press, probably. Yeah, definitely.
That's insane. Nah, that's not weak. That's really strong, man. I don't know if you surprised me. You shocked me. I can't even lie. But now my main focus is to get stronger, bro. I need to get stronger, and I'm debating whether I'm gonna deadlift or squat because those things fuck up my back. Even with good form, it's just
I don't know. I'm gonna squat later this week. I don't know what number. I think I'm just gonna let it go off feel again. You know, that's another thing recently is
You gotta go off feel. You have to go off feel and ease into it. You can't just fucking go back to where you were, you know.
No, yeah.
After having time off, and trust me, by another week or two, you're gonna be fucking repping 225 easy.
But
And
no, that's another thing though is I stopped in my mind going like, hey, we're gonna do 3 sets of 12, like, all right, or you know, I'm gonna get 8 reps for this shit or whatever. I just get under the bar and do whatever feels good. Sometimes I don't even count, you know.
we talked about this last time, didn't we? I told you, I was like, I don't know what number I'm doing today. Whatever I get,
Yeah,
I get.
yeah.
You gotta mentally go to that so you don't have expectations for yourself. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like even one of my Instagram videos where I was benching, you could see, I racked it. And I was like, holy shit, this is light, and I said it
yeah.
out loud. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was
Yeah,
gonna feel, and I just repped it out. You gotta be like that. You can't be like, I'm just gonna do fucking 8 or 10. Like
yeah.
maybe you could hit 12, maybe you could hit 15. You never know.
No, it was for me it was when I was talking to my sister's husband about like leg training, and then he was just like and then he sent me like a workout. I think I posted on my story a while back, and it was like sets of like 25, 50, you know, and I'm just like, holy shit, okay. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do these sets, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna count to 25. I'm just gonna do a bunch, you know.
Just do it. And like what I usually do, like for example, because mentally I get ready mentally before every set. Like when it's heavy, when I know I'm gonna struggle, every time before I go, I have a big smile on my face. Like even my friend was like, why the fuck are you smiling? I was like, I don't know. I'm happy. He's like, what are you happy about? I'm like, it's gonna be hard. Like I don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm smiling. I'm like, yo, let's go. I get under the bar and I go. I get 2. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, fuck. I was expecting like 4 or 5, you know? But it's the same thing every time. And my friend is like, you want to keep it or go down? I'm like, I'm going to try it again. Big smile on my face. I go again.
I think I have an opposite approach. If something's too heavy and I don't get enough reps, I go down to like the next weight. So like say 225 was heavy, I go down to 205 or 185 and I just rep the shit out of it, you know?
I do that. But I have a powerlifter friend. He's very close. He's a strong guy, very strong. For I told him, yo, I'm trying to increase my bench. He's like, bro, for bench, you can't go to failure every single time. He's like, you need to lift heavy ass weight to get stronger. I was like, okay. And so like now I'm doing more 3x5s. I'm doing 3x3s.
Yeah.
And I'm still in the 3x5s. This is gonna be tomorrow's gonna be my 4th session. I'm going for 215 3x5. I'll probably record it and post it on my thing. And like that's how strong I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Like 215 is not a lot, but you gotta understand, I do not train for strength. You've seen how I train. I train to complete fucking failure every time. So me going for 5, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But
You
even
know
though
what I mean?
like even me, like yeah, that sounds hard. Like I could do maybe one of those sets, you know, because I feel like I'm a perfectionist, you know, so I can do like 1 or 2 of those sets, but I couldn't do like 3 of those sets, you know, because then at the 3rd set I'm just too tired, my form gets sloppy, you know, and it's just like no.
Yeah. As long as your form doesn't get like form is over everything, yeah. But you gotta understand, when you're getting stronger, it's not just your muscles working anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get your joints stronger. You're trying to get your ligaments stronger. You're trying to get all that stronger. Because you got to understand, muscle does get stronger. You tear it, it gets bigger and more powerful. But that's why a lot of people that are on gear, that get strong too fast, they tear a bicep or they think, because their muscle is getting bigger too fast for their ligaments. So that's why their recovery is very important. And you gotta have your goal in sight of what the fuck you want, because you can't have everything. You can't. Like it sucks. I want everything. I want basketball. I want size. I'm trying to look like a god out here, but you can't. So that's why, like, my goal, for example, right now for the next 2 months is just to put on strength. Get fucking strong. You know what I'm saying? And then After that, put on maybe a little bit of muscle. We'll start. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Well,
know
you
what the
probably will
future
put on
brings.
muscle if you're like lifting heavy, and you can
Oh
consistently
yeah,
do that
yeah,
for
yeah,
2 months, But
I'm lifting heavy, but I'm only lifting heavy for compound movements.
hmm
The rest is more muscle mind
yeah, I
connection
was gonna say, do
because
you
I'm
still do
starting
like
to
accessory?
grow
Like,
it.
do you still like do cable flies and like incline stuff and
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
that?
For that, I'm gonna go to failure for all those. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Like for those, I don't give a fuck. I'm going failure. But compound movements, I stick to basics because my
hmm
goal is to get stronger. My goal is to get 300 by March 31st. That is my goal. That's my
300
birthday,
what on
and that's
what?
what the fuck I want.
300
Bench,
pounds
bench,
for
bench.
300 pounds. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you could
I
do it. You got
can
you
I
got
can
like a
press
month.
around 275 right now.
That's crazy.
That's not that good, bro. Let's be honest. But hey, it's okay. We're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? We set goals, we're gonna get it. I
All right.
promise.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking about I guess helping people or telling. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because like girls are more open or are willing to accept help, or because like from the podcast and I guess from like Instagram and stuff, I'm always just like, oh yeah, reach out if you got questions, or they see like, oh, like you work out and stuff, and so they ask for like nutrition or gym tips or whatever, and all the girls always just have the same thing. They're like, I want to build my legs and I want to build an ass. So like I thought we could just address
Nice,
this
yeah.
here. I mean, what
Mm-hmm.
would you do, or
Thick
what
thighs save lives, man.
or no, but
Thick
like what?
thighs save lives. I'm willing to help save lives, man. Yeah.
So what exercises should chicks do, or if girls do listen to this?
Number one. Number one.
I
Number
need
one.
number
For you,
one.
if you want to be thick, you want to be thick with triple C's, you have to do hip thrust.
I thought you were gonna say squats.
And for some girls, no. Squats doesn't grow your ass. It activates it, but it doesn't grow your ass as the way you want it to grow. You're trying to have a juicy plummy, you know what I'm
I feel
saying? Throw
like,
it back on me time.
but I feel like for dudes, like at least for me, I feel like my ass has grown a lot from squats.
But it's different. Like you deadlifted, you squatted, and when you do, you go fucking heavy. You put your ego on the fucking line. Girls don't put their ego on the line. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. Girls are better than guys when it comes to that, if I'm being honest. But one
They're
thing
more
that
honest,
girls need to understand is, listen.
they're just honest, and I think in the gym,
They
like
are.
whether a guy has lifted for a while or just started, he has that ego behind him, like, nah, I don't need your fucking help, I've done this.
Yeah.
But girls are
No, it's not
girls
even
are
that.
just like,
Guy,
hey.
it's yeah, but you gotta understand what the standards. People really think of what the fuck other people think about them. You know what I mean? Like when guys enter the gym, they really think everybody's looking at them. When nobody's batting an eye on you, nobody gives a fuck who you are. The moment people will give a fuck who you are is the moment when you're doing better than them. At that point, they'll be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, no one cares. The one thing with girls that they need to understand is they think every guy's looking at them. You get me? Like for example, me personally, I don't like. If I look at you, I looked at you because you're in my sight. Even if you attracted me, yeah, you attracted me. You look at things that are attractive, okay? But don't think I'm just fucking looking at your ass or whatever. Because
just like
I mean,
watching the whole
sometimes,
time.
yeah, like sometimes, like just because my eye goes there, it goes there. It's like me saying, "Hey, don't look at my arms." Like, bro, like the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't look at my legs or whatever. Like, bro, it's a fucking body feature, right? But girls feel like they're embarrassed or that people are looking at them. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of guys that are looking at you probably,
Yeah.
but you gotta understand. You gotta understand that that's just human nature. You like what if you don't want guys to look at
No,
you
but
and you
like
feel like a
chicks get
creep,
stared
wear like
at.
pants that are not tight.
I was gonna say chicks get stared at
No,
whether
like
they're in or out of the gym. It's not like either because they're
out
at
of
the
the gym,
gym and
right? Like guys
squatting.
are animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like guys are animals. Like you gotta accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even girls, like girls check out guys, right? But they don't check out guys the way like we check out girls. Why is it simple? You know, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We know what it is. Girls is more like, oh, he's attractive. Okay, I'm not gonna look again. And then like you look through mirrors, they look through like different stuff, you know what I'm saying? And
That's smarter. they're just like,
They're way smarter, fam.
and then they're also
guys
just like,
are dumb
they're
as
also
shit.
just no, but they're also just like, what's his IG? Who are his friends? Oh, he's tagged in this. All right, I found him. All right, cool. And
Exactly. Where guys is like, yo, fam, I need to go to talk to this girl, and then they end up never talking to her. And it's like that. So for a girl that's trying to like, I'm putting this on girls. Guys at this point don't give a fuck. They don't want ass. You know what I'm saying? They don't want ass.
Yeah. We're
They
talking
go
about
squat. Ass. Yeah. If you want to grow, and that thing is just like every other muscle. You can't look at it. You can't be sexist towards yourself. You cannot be like, I'm a girl, so I'm not gonna go heavy. Shut the fuck up. Respectfully, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Put weight on the bar, and it's just like you just know your ass is the strongest muscle on your body. One of the strongest. Sorry,
probably, yeah.
One of the strongest, right? So it's able to take a lot. So just like every other muscle, you train it twice a week, maybe even 3, and you go heavy, right? And you gotta understand, like you gotta work on.
I would say like slow progressions, because like a lot of girls that like what I've heard from girls is just like, oh, but I'm really weak and I don't think I can do this or whatever. Just honestly start from the bar, start from whatever like lowest weight, and work up to like a comfortable rep range of like 8, 10, 12, whatever you want, you know.
Exactly. Like I said, it's like any other muscle, right? And just because you're a girl, like if I see a girl in front of me hip thrusting 4 plates on each, I'm getting scared. Like I'm like, yo, that girl is not playing around. You know what I'm saying? And like you gotta look at it that way. Be like, I want to hip thrust 5, 6 plates if I can. You know,
Yeah.
and like that sounds a lot because it is a lot, but like that's impressive. Make it a goal to hip thrust, right? Don't be like, I'm not weak. I started the gym, I wasn't strong. I didn't complain. I got there every day and I put in work to get stronger. I'm still not as strong as so many guys, right? But like slowly, I will get there. And you gotta look at it that way. Don't look at it, I'm a girl, whatever. Yes, you are a girl. Yes, you are weaker than a guy, but some guys are weaker than girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like everybody's different. So just work towards what you want.
So like you got a hip thrust. What other exercises would you say? And like what about hip thrust? Like would you say like a 1 rep? Would they like 1 rep it, or like what kind of reps and sets kind of? What should they aim for? You know, like in terms of reps, set, you know, how they should go about it.
For me, for my guideline, it's hypertrophy is 8 to 12. So like to grow a muscle, get fewer thing, and strength is 5. 3 to 6 for strength. For me, you got to mix both. If you consistently do 8 to 12, you're gonna progress, yes, but you're gonna progress. Your strength is gonna progress so slow that the muscle will get used to that rep range. So at that point, what do? You go to the 3 to 6, you get stronger.
Yeah.
And then you move back to the hypertrophy and you swing it back and forth.
Depending
on the day.
So I would say like work up like to a heavy like 6 to 4 reps, and then work your way, and then after that strip a little bit of weight off and go down to like 10 or like failure or whatever.
Yeah, if you're feeling strong, if you're feeling real, because every day is different. If you're feeling very strong, go for it. Go fucking hip thrust that hole. Go kill it, right? Because you might not be strong next time. And if you're feeling weak, try it. You felt weak, you put the weight down. It's not the end of the world, right? Just come next day, maybe you might be stronger.
And they can also do it with like a dumbbell or like a little like barbell too, because like I don't know, maybe some chicks are intimidated by like the big barbell and putting in like plates and stuff, you know. So slowly but surely, maybe they can work up to it, but like they can do it in different variations too. With dumbbells, with like the little barbell stuff, you know, or.
Listen, your body, your mind, it doesn't know what weight is. It just knows that it's resistance. As long as you have resistance there and you're progressing, you are getting stronger, you are getting you can like push for more reps, more weights, more sets, it's gonna grow. And that's all that people need to understand. A barbell, a bag, dumbbell, it doesn't matter. But like if you start with 20 dumbbell, next time go 25 30, 35 40, 45 50, and so on.
And then once you feel badass enough, fucking start doing like 4 plates. Just get a barbell and start throwing on plates.
And stuff, bro. You will listen as you go. Okay, for girls that are watching this, as you get better, at first it's scary, yes, because maybe you're not as fit as you want to be, but as you see that results start to come in after a couple months, you will fit the pants better. You will look thicker, and it's just like guys, right? Guys, when they first start, they usually don't wear tank tops. Over time, they get comfortable. They see a little bit of results. They wear tank tops. For you, like, yes, at the start it's gonna be very tough. You're not gonna want to wear maybe tight pants, or even if you do, you're not gonna be as big. But as you progress, you're gonna want to show off what you have. You're gonna want to. You're not even showing off to people. You want to show off to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At that point, you're gonna like hip thrust and go to the fucking mirror and check yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the reality. You can't take it away from them. And I don't blame girls. When girls flex their ass, like I see them when they take a picture, I'm like, you worked for it.
I think that's the equivalent of us.
Like you worked for it. Good job.
I guess that's the equivalent of us. I guess that's the equivalent of us flexing our arms, or going.
I just flex my shoulders half the time, bro. I can't even lie.
I do.
I flex my shoulders. But yeah, arms exactly.
I do a lot of chest stuff, like side chest, the tricep, like when you put.
Yeah. Tricep. Oh, the tricep one, bro.
Yeah.
Tricep one is golden. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my advice. Like as you get better.
As we were talking about the hip thrusting thing and progressing from beginner or from like really lightweight dumbbells or whatever to like the barbell to putting on plates, I think it low-key could be, it's like the same for guys, because like we were talking about this for a podcast. Girls want to grow butts, but what do guys want to grow? Probably like chest or arms. So like I feel it's almost the same. Like guys get into the gym and they start dumbbell pressing, like 20s, 30s, whatever, or with dumbbells, and then they're just like, maybe I'm gonna try the barbell this time, and I think that's just a natural progression of, I guess, a beginning,
Yeah. Okay, so we already established what the girls want, and it's simple, right? For the guys, same thing, but for guys, it's a little more difficult just because. I mean, for girls, you gotta squat, you gotta do that, but I'm saying hip thrust should be your number one focus if you want to get thicker, because it activates the glutes the most. Like you won't get anything that activates it more. For guys, you gotta understand that. For example, you want to grow a big chest. The chest is more than one muscle. It's not one. There's 3 different heads. There's the upper, middle, and the lower, right? But you're not taught that, and it makes sense. You have to teach yourself that, or you have to hear it. For example, from me, from Robert, it doesn't matter. And when you work it out, it's a strong muscle. It's a big muscle. It's not small. It needs to be hit hard. For mass to come in. But for arms are a secondary muscle, I call it. It's not big. It's not supposed to be big. It's not supposed to be strong. It is supposed, like, don't get me wrong, strong, yes, but like it's not supposed to be like, I'm not supposed to be curl like fucking 60s. Yeah. Like the fuck do I look like, man? The curl like 60s.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you can, like, I guess, go heavy with some stuff, but obviously your squats are gonna be way heavier. Your rows and presses are gonna be way heavier than anything you can do with your arms. So.
It's like I said, it's progressive overload. I never curled heavier than 45 pounds, and I've been training for 2 years. And I could get 50s and curl it. It'll be heavy, but I could. But I choose different ways of training.
Yeah, at that point, I'm like, I just start swinging the weights. Like 50s, it's cool to pick up and be like, oh, cool, but it's not like if I had like 40s, 30s, and I was really squeezing hard, So.
You gotta attack it differently, right? You don't want to hurt yourself. The muscle, like for example, a lot of people tear their bicep. The muscle is strong, but sometimes you just can't take it. So you gotta be careful. And like for me, I love training volume when it comes to arms. If you train volume, supersets, drop sets for arms, you don't even need to go heavy. As long as you feel that burn, feel it working, and you progress, you do more sets, more reps, it will grow. It will it's insane. I have a friend named Dima. I hope he watches this. He taught me. He's like, yo, you want to grow your arms, man? I was like, fuck yeah. He's like, all right, bro, go like this, and then as soon as you're done, go like this. I couldn't even feel my arm. Like, my arm was done. I was like, what the fuck did you do to me, bro? I couldn't move my arms. But I started doing that every day for like 3 months, every day. And I just see a huge, like, my arms, the vein was popping more. I was like, then I started doing it for everything. I started doing it for triceps. I started doing it for shoulders. I started doing it for chest, back. But it wasn't working as good for the big muscles. Why? Because the muscles need to be attacked heavy. They need to be attacked with serious weight. For example, like I was doing 50 pounds for my chest. My chest wasn't growing.
So you're going slow and just like
like the body is too used to it now. Weight is not. So I went to 80s. I did 80s for like 8 to 10, dropped it to 40s, and I went to failure. And like as soon as I started doing that, chest started growing.
I think also the weird thing with chest is the different angles, because sometimes people think, oh, you just gotta press, but sometimes it's like the cross cable stuff that like grows the little sweeps you have under, you know. So like sometimes people don't realize that or forget about that, you know. So like I always do some type of variation of like a cable cross, or you know, some types of chest
like
cross.
What Robert is saying. Yeah, what Robert is saying, guys, is perfect. This is proper training. But as a beginner, like all you heard is push in front of you, right? Push-ups, whatever. It's gonna work out your chest. That's gonna grow your chest, but you're gonna have an underdeveloped muscle chest, right? You're gonna, you're gonna be
like the lower
down
part.
Here.
All right. So we had a weird cut. I tried to edit it and figure it out. And I don't know where we left off or where I froze. We were talking about training for dudes, or training chest for dudes, or just training, I guess, in general for dudes, just because, you know, like I said, I think girls are honestly more honest and more willing for help than dudes. Dudes have that ego and they're just like, I'll do it myself. And I guess it is like you learn as you go. But like, again, we can also just kind of help and say how we kind of started, or how training for us, and you know.
One thing I regret is not asking the big guys or the strong guys how they got bigger sooner. Because I did ask them eventually, right? But that was like once I started getting serious. I'll tell you, the biggest guys in the room will be more than happy to help you. More than happy. They're waiting for you to ask. But, that being said, some people, they don't want to be asked. So like, be respectful about it. And don't be afraid. Like, for example, if you go to Trent, eventually we'll be back in Trent. Hopefully, goddamn, before the world ends, man. For example, you see me, come up to me, talk to me, ask me questions. Of course, don't take my whole time, because like I'm trying to work out. But like, if you have a question, ask, and I'll tell you what you need to do. And even for Robert, trust me, Robert would be happy to help you. And that's just how it works. Gotta ask, because experience is priceless. You could teach yourself everything, but if you never experienced it, you will never feel how it truly is. You know what I'm saying? And like, for example, like your parents experience so much, they tell you not to do certain things for a reason, because they probably experienced it. And for you, you haven't felt it. So if you were to go through it, you will feel the pain, and then you'd be like, shit, why did I not listen?
That's where the learn as you go type thing comes in, I guess. You know?
Yeah, but once you learn it, you're not going to make the same mistake again. And even when like you're about to make the same mistake, someone tells you, be like, oh shit, yeah, I did that before. I made that mistake. Not going to do it again. And for guys, like, train smarter sometimes, not always harder. And you will grow, man. It's a long process. For girls, for you need to train smarter and harder too. But don't be afraid to go harder.
And just don't be afraid to do stuff. I know chicks are afraid to. I don't know. I'm just going off of like from what I've heard. Like, no girls really told me this, but like I know girls are kind of afraid to like train chest and arms, thinking they'll get fucking massive and they'll be these big bulky chicks, you know. But
sadly, that's not it. If you train your upper body, I'll tell you, you will get thicker. Your ass will be bigger.
Another thing, because like, girls just want okay. I've always had the question like, how do you get a tighter waist or how do you get abs and stuff like that? And honestly, I've never really known how to answer. I've always just gone back, oh, it's your diet, man. Like if you're eating shit, your waist will extend and you'll get fatter and everything will be softer. You know, it's not like you do a bunch of crunches and then all of a sudden you have like a nice V tape or you have that tight waist. You know.
No.
So I don't know. So that's always a weird question for me because I'm just like.
I've done studies about that. Not studies. I watched videos, I watched pros on what they say about that because I thought about competing and stuff like that. And they said that you're born with the waist. Your waist is never going to get smaller. With whatever you have, you got to work with what you have. But you could minimize how big it is. And that goes back to what you were saying, which is diet. Lower body fat. When you have lower body fat, your skin is tight against your waist. Has nowhere to go, right? It doesn't have extra fat or whatever around it. And with that, you will look slimmer. And as you get bigger legs, as you get more muscle, whatever,
you build some lats, you build some hang, some chest.
You will get that look. And when he says lats, you think he's gonna. Believe me, it's not happening. Believe me, it's not happening. There's a reason guys go 6 times a week and eat like chicken, rice, and broccoli, and they still are not getting bigger because it's tough. It's hard. It's a long fucking process. You're not gonna get big just because you bench press or just because you curl. You are not.
Yeah. It all just goes to the other variables, you know. Actually, okay. So now I have a question for you. Because I saw this. So one of the guys that I look up to, and he has a bodybuilding podcast. Kind of does the same thing that we're trying to do is show bodybuilders' personalities, and we're trying to show gym bros' personalities. And I follow him on Instagram, and he did this little thing where he goes like, diet was 8 out of 10. I missed and cheated like a couple of times this week, but I stayed really consistent. He goes, training was 10 out of 10. I had killer workouts this week, you know. Supplementation was 8 out of 10, you know. Like I missed stuff here and there, you know. So then I wanted to like go back and look at my week and just like, so how was my training? How was my diet throughout the week? Was it a 10 out of 10, or was it like? I think my training was definitely like an 8 or a 9. Like I didn't go as hard or as heavy just because like slowly building back up. But like I feel like overall it was pretty good. I definitely grew or you know did what I needed to. I think my diet was about the same. You know, I'm really consistent and really nailing that down recently. You know, and so like I wasn't perfect. Like I did cheat and I did have like I don't know like a cookie or some sugary sweets. You know, on the weekend. But I mean for the most part it wasn't like I was eating McDonald's every day. You know. And in my supplementation, I keep it simple too. It was just creatine and a pre-workout. It's not like I add a lot or need a lot yet, you know. So I don't know. I want to ask you, you know, if you had to rate your different elements out of 10 this past week, what would they be?
This past week, diet, a 4 out of 10.
Really?
It's terrible, man. It was terrible, garbage. Like my protein is below 80 grams, and that being said, I'm not hesitating. Like I'm not scared that I lost any muscle because I know I didn't. It's just because this is not the first time that my week or whatever month, like this past month, my diet has been like garbage, hella garbage. But I try to be consistent, but just sometimes you can't be. You just can't. It's difficult. And but that's not an excuse. Like that's on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, why I'm not seeing progress. If I don't see progress, there's a fucking reason. I'm not fucking eating. You know what I mean?
So yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, I feel like that was the cool thing. I've never done that and rated what I've done throughout the week. You know, so I thought this is like a cool thing where you could be like, oh, I did fuck up here, or I didn't do this the best. You know?
Yeah. It's a cool thing because I did that when I was cutting. I was like, all right, how was my diet this week? Was I strong this week? Because sometimes like my calories are hella low. One time I was very close to like where I need to be, and I wanted to see if it made a difference. And believe me, 200 calories a day, if you increase, makes a huge fucking difference, whether you like it or not. And people are like, 200 calories, that's like a chocolate bar. Yes. But that means you gotta put that fucking chocolate bar down.
throughout
what I
like
mean?
4 or 5 meals a day, like, 50 calories
Yeah.
and an extra 50 calories or whatever in your meals.
I wouldn't say 50 because that's a very small amount. Like you burn a lot, but like 200s, for example, like
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot. It's not little, and it sounds not a lot because it's like one fucking Mars bar, but like that one Mars bar you could just not eat. Um, but my training, I'd give it an 8. I've been going crazy on chest and fucking back, and arms. I've been going crazy on arms lately. And what else was there? Supplements?
Supplements, yeah.
I fucking 2 out of 10. Not taking anything
Yeah, see,
right
I thought
now.
I didn't really know how to rate it, I don't know, maybe I should start. I don't know. Supplements is always it's always at the end for me. It's always just like I rather focus on eating and training than worrying about
There's
fucking powders that
I want to start like supplements do like boost. They do
yeah.
boost a little bit. But like for example, creatine, I'm debating about taking it because I experienced a little bit of hair loss. I'm scared to lose my hair. I'm very scared.
Really?
It's scary, man.
Yo,
And
I've
I've
been on that
read some
too.
things.
My hair's the longest it's ever been. Mostly because I haven't cut it in like a month or two, but like I haven't
Yeah,
experienced it bad.
no, like it's just because I wasn't going out, no fucking vitamin D in me, no nothing. I experienced hair loss. I got shook. I'm like, chill, I was scared, and like it's still scary thinking about it. Don't get me wrong, but like
Yeah.
that's like I said, whatever life gives you, you gotta fucking move on forward, right? Because if you keep thinking about it, like right now, like my hair looks fine, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it, right? And the more I think about it, the more I'm in. I don't want to say pain, but like the more I'm overthinking it, right? Like live the fucking moment, and like I don't want to take creatine because of that, but I'm eventually probably gonna take creatine because like creatine helped me a lot, and I know it can take my physique to the next level in the slightest bit. Like the
Yeah.
slightest bit makes a big difference. And supplementation is not a must, but I suggest.
Slowly but surely starting it, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
And another thing.
oh yeah, no, you go.
No, go ahead. I have nothing.
Oh, okay, no. So I was just gonna like it's my conspiracy, well, not conspiracy theory, but it's my theory, that
Mhm.
guys that work out or that stay active throughout like this time in our lives, like 18, 19, 20, have like decently good or have grown some facial hair, like obviously not fucking anything crazy, like everyone's got like nice beards or anything, but like I feel like the guys that I've known, like the guys close to our age that work out, they have some type of facial hair going on for them. Where like my buddies that don't work out, they're like clean shaven and they struggle to get something out. I know it's probably genetics or whatever, but like I just like I think that like do you think that actually
I'll
like
tell you
working
why.
out and being active improves or has shown, at least for me, like the guys that I've seen, more facial hair?
Yeah. It's science and it's genetics. The genetics part behind it is if you're not gonna grow facial hair, nothing's gonna help you grow facial hair. That's your genetics.
Yeah.
You don't want like by the time you're like 20 and you don't have a single hair or you have 5 hairs, you're not growing a beard. Oh yeah, I hate to break it to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not growing a beard. But
Wait.
if you're
So
like,
am I fucked? Because I have this thing where these don't connect. Like this
what about
fucking.
here? Right here. What about here?
Oh, like
Here.
I can grow sideburns and pretty good. Like everything connects up here. I shaved recently. Like I just have the goatee going right now. But
So you could grow a beard. You could grow a beard.
maybe.
And every beard is different. Every every beard is different. For example, like mine right here, it connects a little bit, but it still needs to connect. I have it here, right here, but I don't have it here. And the hairs, they're here when you look closely, but they're very thin. They still need to thick. And it's all comes back to genetics. That's one. And two, which is why you said like you see people that work out have more facial hair because your testosterone is higher. And because when you work out, your testosterone boosts up. And testosterone is a male hormone that is used to get male fucking things. You know what I'm saying? Like hair, shit, like yeah. That's why like they say people with big shoulders, big traps, and like they have a lot of acne here. Is they have high testosterone, and
I thought that was.
testosterone boosts
I thought.
hair growth.
I thought that was like a steroid, like natty or not type conspiracy. You had like
Nah,
rounded
nah, that shit
calves
is
and
fake.
big trap. No. Okay. Okay.
It's fake. It's not real. It's not real. People said that because they want to say it, and it's not real. Like it's like it is to a certain degree, but it's not like people say it is. Just because a guy has big shoulders and big delts doesn't mean shit. Because it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because have you heard that guys that are on stuff, they have like that nice square and like it's straight, where guys that aren't are
Mhm.
soft and rounded, or whatever.
I'll tell you, once I got a pump so fucking good on my shoulder, I fucking felt like my shoulder was gonna pop. And like it was like everything you ever wanted your
Yeah,
shoulder to
yeah.
be like in my eyes. Like I was like, this is the perfect shoulder. Stay like this. Don't
I
move.
think
You know
I
what I'm
think I
saying?
even see it sometimes when I'm doing like laterals and I look at myself in the mirror and you see everything working and you're just like,
Mhm.
okay, so maybe like you don't gotta get on stuff to do it, Maybe if you just work
You
hard
don't.
enough,
You don't.
the shape naturally just comes.
The shape naturally comes with density. Density comes with time. The more muscle tiers, the minor ones, those ones are gonna get that thickness because the muscle wants to get bigger. But once you reach your genetic potential, but you're not gonna reach your genetic potential to like you're probably never gonna reach your genetic potential. If I'm being honest with you, it's very hard to do that because your diet has to be perfect.
I was gonna say, is it
Um,
time? Because I know of guys say like let like to do like I've heard like bodybuilders and stuff about their natty training, because people forget that they were natty for a minute. And it's always argued like, oh, natty training is actually really good because you build your foundation, you build everything that like you need with it. So I don't know. I just forgot my point for a minute. What were we talking about before?
talk about how like training like fucking like delts or whatever, and like they get thicker and bigger with time and genetic potential and shit like that.
Genetic potential. That's what we were talking about. So like, I always thought it was like a time thing because they say, oh, I spent 2, 3, 4, 5 years natty, and then I got on the sauce. You don't think it's a time thing? You don't think that like in the next 2 or 3 years, like you being natty, you're gonna reach your peak and it's not gonna get much better than that, Or
Okay, so those people that said I've reached my genetic potential in 3, 4, 5 years, those guys trained hard. Those guys did what they need to do, but they see that their body doesn't change anymore like that. The progress is not as big anymore.
it's slow.
That it's very, very, very so you don't even see it yourself, right? And majority of those guys compete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they want to see that difference. So they're gonna hop on you. So of course they're gonna say I reached my genetic potential when they didn't. Genetic potential means you are done. You're not getting any bigger. There's no difference, shape, nothing. You are done.
I always just thought it meant your peak, like that's your best,
Yeah, but that's your genetic potential. That's your peak. You're not gonna get any better, but you can always get better. Always. So that's not an excuse to why to hop on gear. If you're never gonna
well,
find,
no, that's what I heard. Like, oh, I trained natty for 3, 4, 5 years and built my and built my structure, and I think I hit my genetic potential. So then that's why I hopped on or whatever, From pro
you can't reach your
bodybuilding.
genetic potential in
That's
3 years, 4 years. Yeah. But then they just needed an excuse to say why they hopped on gear. Of course, some of them is not an excuse. Some of them wanted to do it.
Yeah, some of them are honest too.
But,
some of them are just like, oh, I was gonna do my first show and I was not gonna do that shit natty, so I hopped on.
Exactly. You gotta have a reason to do it, and you can't let other people judge because a lot of people think different, right? Like if you go to an average person right and ask them, be like, would you, for example, like a girl, would you date a guy on steroids? You'd be like, no, that's bad for your body. Like just do it natural, achieve everything natural. Like bitch, like no, it doesn't work like that. And like it gets me heated to a point. Sometimes it's like, if you were to do the sport, you'll see that years naturally training, you're making such slow progress that when you do compete, you compete against guys that are freaks, that are crazy, right? And for you to be naturally wasting time because you're not going to get big, might as well hop on gear if you're going to compete for real and do it. But if you're not going to compete, if you're just trying to look good, don't fuck up your life, man. Not worth it. Trust me, being big and stuff, you think girls are going to like it? No, even if you're doing it for yourself. At that point, that's just risk problems. Do it for yourself. Do it naturally. Even though it's harder, you'll feel more accomplished in the end.
But I think some guys just have like that tunnel vision of like, fuck everybody else. And they just do what they want to do, you know, whether that's just like.
And I love that mentality. I love that mentality.
Yeah, man. So I
love that mentality.
Personally, I have nothing, because I've met people that have just had that tunnel vision and have gone down the route of competing or hopping on the sauce and whatever, you know. And it's not like I've looked at them and be like, oh, you fucked up your life or anything like that. It's not like, no, man, that's the route they wanted to go, and that's what they do. And you know, like you, I have all the respect for them, you know, that they were so dedicated and just like honest, you know.
I thought about going on it, but I thought about it to the point where like
every guy has, to be honest.
Yes, every guy, because you see, it's an addiction. But you got to pick the right addictions, right? Like, for example, if you're addicted to heroin, man, that's a terrible addiction. You know it. The only way to get rid of it is just not do it, and eventually, even though it's hard as hell, eventually it'll be over. But if you take steroids, it's gonna be an addiction.
I had a guy come up that like used to compete, and honestly, he like explained, like the way he explained it to me was like the best thing. So I talked to him. It's like, so how was it being like on stuff and everything? He's like, bro, a steroid is just like any other drug. Like it fucks you up, maybe not like as much as like a fucking heroin, a coke addiction or whatever, but like it still fucks you up, you know? Like you're like bodybuilding or like, you know, any type of like steroid induced sport will never be like truly healthy, you know? But at the same time, it's like to each their own, you know? And it's just like what people want to do, you know?
If you want, listen, you take your life by control. It's you. You take, this is your life, this is you, and you take it. Don't let it do the opposite. The moment you do this, you'll fuck up your life. This is because life wants to see you fail, and that's guaranteed. If you look at society, if you look at yourself, if you look at your thoughts, you look at everything, you are not meant to succeed. Every odd is against you. Okay? So what do? You make the steps. You make the changes. You make what you want. If you want to hop on steroids, hop on steroids. But if you want, you got to understand that it might not affect you right now, but you got to look 10 years, 20 years in the future, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
Right? And what it's going to do to you. Research. It's not a day or two thinking type thing. It's years. Got to take years to decide this. Because what you feel today, what you feel next month, what you feel in two months, you're not going to feel next year. You know what I mean? A year ago, I was happy as shit. I never thought pandemic was going to be a thing. Look at us now. We're in a fucking pandemic. Whole mindset shifted.
I think the only thing, now looking at it, the only thing that's kind of stayed constant is just the passion for the gym, you know? Everything around my life has kind of changed, you know?
It's an addiction, man. It's like, it's sad to say, it's an addiction. Like, if people take it away from you, your body's going to crave it so much, you're going to be... It's like you just can't do coke. You can't smoke. You can't do that. Like when people don't smoke, they're shaking. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to be without the gym. And it's scary thinking like that, but I'm glad it's like that. I'm glad it's like that because that's who I want to fucking be. And I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but I'm glad that I did it. Is like as a 19, 18-year-old and a little bit of a 17-year-old, because I've been training since I was
I started 18. At 17. Yeah, 17. Right.
I started 3 months. I started in January when I was 17. My birthday's in March. One thing I don't regret is putting 120% into the gym. Over everything. Partying, fun, sports, everything. I put a gym.
Low-key, like, oh, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but I've recently started doing that, saying no to that scene and stuff, just because I'm just like, no, because I need to get my meals in, or I need to get my sleep in, because I need to go to the gym tomorrow, you know? So that's just a weird thing that I've recently just started doing, like, literally, like, this month,
It's
you
gonna
know?
change your life, man. It's gonna change your life. I'm telling you. And you partied, you had fun. You gotta understand that fun right there is gone. You don't even remember it. You remember some nights, you remember some days, but look at it. It didn't put you in a direction where you want it to be. Exactly, right? You just did it because it was fun. And I'm not saying stop doing it. Go do it still. Don't stop. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm glad I did that when I did. I'm glad that I fucking put hours in the gym while everybody wasn't. I'm glad. And in the moment, it was very hard to do that. It was very sad. I looked at myself. I'm like, this is sad. Like, I said, this is sad. The fact that I choose a gym over anybody else. I go to the gym, come home, watch more workout videos. Like, that's a sad life to live, right? It's a sad life to live, but I'm not the only one. And I don't regret it because
I've never thought it's sad. I've always just been like, cool, well, everyone's fucking getting drunk and high and probably regretting their decisions tonight. I'm gonna love the decisions I've made, you know?
But when you think about it, like, if, for example, like, if you tell a girl that, right, you'd be like, oh, I fucking work out, go home, go watch workout videos and eat. Like, that sounds depressing. You know what I'm saying? But it's such a peaceful life.
Yeah.
It's such a peaceful and happy life. I was so happy in those 2 years. And I put my head down and went forward. Nothing was changing me. But now I realized that I put in the work. I achieved more than what I thought I was gonna achieve. All right, but don't get me wrong. I didn't achieve anything where I want to achieve, but I achieved more than I thought. And that the fact that now I'm ready to live life to the fullest potential. Why? Because I've missed on. I don't want to say so much, but I've missed on while other people were doing what they were doing, right? But now I am turning 20. I'm growing. I believe I'm wiser, and I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to travel. You know, while feeling good, looking good too, like looking how I want to look. There's no more, oh, I want to be like that. No, now it's I look like that. Yeah.
So, nah, man, I think that's a great note to end the podcast on. That was Sharif's last message, final message, you know?
Final message.
But, yeah, man. All right. Thanks for tuning in, watching another episode of The Average Bros, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Soon.